Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Bobby. I hope you had a great weekend. All is wonderful here at the club at Horseshoe Bay. You know, I have something for you today that is a common problem. And when I say it's a common problem, I mean it's a problem common to many golfers, particularly those above about a 15 handicap and some below that. And that is this business of moving off center. And so many golfers, and they don't come to me for this. In fact, they don't discover it until I alert them, having seen them on video, and say, hey, look where you are. This business of moving to the right on the backswing and then just a little higher. Usually it's 3 or 4 inches to the right and 2 or 3 inches high. As they finish their backswing, they lift a little bit, and then the common problem is what? You mishit the shot, hit it fat, hit it thin, and you're kind of all over the place. And the question is, how do you fix that? Because if they knew how to fix that, they wouldn't be doing it. In most cases, they don't even know they're doing it to begin with. So how do you address that? And oftentimes, I'm reminded of what the great comedian W.C. Fields said years ago. He said, sorry, it wasn't him. It was Jackie Gleason who said famously, before someone corrects me, he said, if I put the ball where I can hit it, I can't see it. If I put the ball where I can see it, I can't hit it. Now, W.C. Fields probably shared that same sentiment because he was equally as, how shall I say, corpulent. But you might say, well, what kind of a connection does that analogy have to what you're talking about? Well, oftentimes, what's required to make a proper backswing is two things. You've got to stay centered, but you also have to turn fully. Some people can, if they stay centered, they can't turn fully. And others, if they do turn fully, they move off center. But we have to do both. We have to both be able to stay centered and also not move off the shot. And so let me provide for you a mental image that has worked wonders for golfers throughout the last 25 years that I've talked about this. I want you to imagine for just a moment that there is a wall on this plane from the camera through me, and it extends through there. And I want to turn in my backswing until both of my shoulders are on that wall. Well, if I do that, then I've completed my backswing, that's for sure. But the question is, because I'm still interested not just in turning fully, but turning fully in a way that doesn't move me over to the right. It's a matter of where I pretend that wall is. Instead of that wall being right through my sternum and then my spine, that wall needs to be left of me. Because if I think of that spine as being in the center of me, that wall being in the center of me, then I'm going to move both shoulders to get on it, and I've moved off the ball just the same. That hasn't fixed anything. If instead I can think of that wall as being somewhere right over here, then when I turn, now both shoulders are on the wall, meaning I've completed my backswing, and I've done so without moving off center. Now, when I bring this up to people, they'll say, well, yeah, Bobby, but the shoe might rub the other way. They might start reverse pivoting. Is that what you want? Hey, listen, if someone's hit 15,000 shots by doing this, I am not worried one bit by having them go over here for a little spell, when this might be the exaggeration we need to find the happy middle ground. I'm not worried one iota that you might overdo that. The real victory would be fixing this. And if we spend a little time too much over here, in the meantime, we can fix that in a hurry, because that's not quite the well-established habit as this other problem. And so what am I doing? I'm going to pretend there's a wall here, just on my left side. And I'm going to turn and put both shoulder blades on that wall. Evidence then that I have turned fully. Give me one check for that. And then two, I've also done so without moving right or left or up or down. And if I do that, then I can hit some good shots. And there we have it. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that's going to help you. If I can do anything for you, you let me know. I look forward to seeing you next week.